Singer-songwriter Clay Aiken ran for a U.S. congressional seat in North Carolina in 2014. These days, he's actively supporting Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign. He joins us now here in Los Angeles. Clay, thank you for coming in. It's nice to have you here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Last month, you declared your support for Bernie Sanders. You wrote this op-ed for the Huffington Post. You said you liked Hillary Clinton, you expected that she would actually end up getting the party nomination, and then you went on to write, "I think she's more qualified than anyone who has run for president in decades, and I agree with her on most issues. I just wish she could embrace some of the more progressive ideals that Senator Sanders talks so enthusiastically about. She needs to be better. She needs to learn from the burn." Yeah, what I took away from that is that that seems very, very different from a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters, because from them there seems to be a lot of real anger directed towards Secretary Clinton. Why is that?
Well, listen, I'm a Democrat first, and I think that the Democratic nominee, whether it's Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, is who I want to see in the White House in January next year. I think a lot of people who support Bernie Sanders, and I'm one of them to some degree, appreciate the fact that he's not a normal politician, that he is more willing to do things and say things that normal politicians will not do. He didn't take advantage of the Hillary Clinton email scandal,
exactly,
which a lot of typical seasoned politicians would do, but it's a very honest move on his part, and I think a lot of people who support him appreciate that about him. When Hillary Clinton has, over the course of this campaign up till now, used somewhat typical political attacks at Bernie Sanders, saying he's running one of the most negative campaigns in the history of, I mean, I don't know where she was in 2008, but that one was pretty nasty.
Sure.
You know, saying that he wanted to get rid of people's health care and get rid of their Obamacare. I think that probably upsets a lot of people who are Bernie Sanders supporters.
Okay, does it worry you that the race on the Democrat side, which has been pretty tame up until now, has really escalated in I guess, the nastiness, if you like, with the attacks? It's happened really, really quickly. Could this actually hurt the party in the long run when it comes to November?
I mean, do I think it'll hurt the party in the long run? Probably not. When you look in comparison at what's happening on the Republican side, absolutely. We still look quite tame compared to that circus. That said, I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter who's also perfectly willing to be objective and say, I don't think that it was necessarily the most responsible move to say that Hillary Clinton's not qualified. She certainly is. I still believe the most qualified. And I also don't think that it's necessarily responsible for the Sanders campaign at this point to start saying that it should be up to the superdelegates to decide, when a few months ago they didn't want the superdelegates to decide. So I still believe that Bernie Sanders should stay in the race as long as possible. I'd like to see him stay into the convention and get some concessions out of the platform committee.
Which seems to be the strategy.
Yeah, and I think it's very important to have him as part of the discussion.
Okay, it is getting feisty out there. Former President Bill Clinton, who was out campaigning for his wife, there was this heated exchange with a protester from the Black Lives Matter group. They're angry over a 1994 crime bill which he signed. They say put more non-violent offenders in prison for longer periods of time. Let's listen to some of that exchange.
I don't know how you would characterize the gang leaders who got 13-year-old kids hopped up on crack and sent them out onto the street to murder other African-American children. Maybe you thought they were good citizens. She didn't. She didn't.
You know, we haven't seen Bill Clinton like that for a long time, but does something like this help Hillary Clinton, or does it hurt Hillary Clinton?
I don't think it does necessarily either.
Right.
I think that, I just came from the Idol finale tonight. I came right over. Watching that, being there, kind of reminds you about the spirit of competition in a way, and the closer you get to success, to winning, the more almost desperate you become. For Bernie Sanders, he's gotten further than I think even maybe he expected. For Hillary Clinton, she's finding herself in a race that's a lot closer than she ever planned. And so we're seeing her get frustrated. Certainly Bill Clinton is starting to get frustrated at how much of a fight Senator Sanders and his supporters are putting up. He had some protesters at that rally, and he probably got very frustrated that here we are in mid to late April, and we're finding that Hillary Clinton hasn't wrapped up this nomination.
This is the point, isn't it? Because at this point in the campaign, by April, the Clinton campaign thought that they would be resting, raising money, getting ready for the general election, but yet Sanders keeps hanging in there, even though his path to victory is a really, really difficult one.
And I think that's something that's very important for Secretary Clinton to continue to address, is the fact that there is a faction and a part of the Democratic Party that wants these progressive ideals embraced, that wants her to continue to move to the left on things like trade, like she's done in the wake of Michigan. She did that to change her stance in going into Ohio. I think she needs to continue to embrace that. I think attacking Bernie Sanders at this point is probably not responsible, because she's going to have to get those people to vote for her in November.
We need a kumbaya come November. Clay Aiken, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.